Welcome, Leo. I'm Karen. This is Veronica's Dreams Coaching and Tarot. So, this reading is for Leo, Sun, Moon, Rising. It is what I call a personal growth reading. We're just taking a look at it. It's basically a self help. It kind of it helps you recognize maybe some fears, blocks, also strengths, the good stuff as well, and what you're not aware of. I'll pull the card at the bottom of the deck as kind of the basis of the reading. But that may or may not be true. You kind of have to go with the overall reading. Keep in mind, if this doesn't resonate, take a look at your other placements. As well with this type of reading specifically, I say look at them anyway, because they may give you added information or added help. They're pretty they can be very eye-opening, or they can be, I know. So, sure, we all have those times where we get a reading going, I know. No, I need to do that. Anyway, Leo. So, I feel like these are also timeless, but I'm posting these the end of February. So I just say end of February to the end of March. Kind of leave it open a little bit. What do our Leos need to know? Okay, so here we go, Leo. 2 cards for the blocks, please, for Leo. Two cards, a star and 6 of swords. 2 cards for fears. Queen of swords. 2 of swords. Got a lot of things going on up here, Leo. Swords are all about our thoughts, or also our voice. Strengths. Temperance. 7 of Pentacles. Okay, what you are unaware of. I'm going to leave that. Advice. 10 of Wands, and where does this lead, please? I'm pulling some extra. You got a lot of swords here, Leo. The bottom of the deck is the King of Wands. So, okay, King of Wands. Wands are fire. Leo's fire. I feel like sorry, Leo, but what I feel like this is you just literally you getting in your own way. That's what I'm leaning towards, because the King of Wands is definitely a person and is definitely a fire sign. And with all of the swords, so I have my reasoning. I'm not just saying that because I feel like it. The swords are what's in our head. The sword cards a lot especially when we're doing self-help or anything like that. It is about us. It can be a lot about overthinking, and the swords that you have are a lot about overthinking. So this is why I feel like this is you and this situation is you in general. So there's just, but with that said, I feel like what's happening here overall, and this is the overall, is that you're getting in your own head about things instead of maybe, opening up a little bit. You've got a lot of swords. You have 6 of swords, Queen of swords, 2 of swords. You have Nine of Swords, Page of Swords, Ten of Swords, Eight of Swords, and even the Ace of Swords in the clarification. That's a lot of swords. So very important. I mean, 10 of Wands is our advice, which is good because at least it's a wand and it's going to help us. But just keep that in mind, Leo, that I think that follow me with this and then you decide. So I've got the Star and the Six of Swords in your blocks. Here's what I think is happening with the Star and the Six of Swords. So the Star to me is one of the best cards in the deck. It's about our hopes. It's about our dreams. It's also about, to me, destiny to some degree or another. I think it's a very spiritual card. The Six of Swords is about leaving something that no longer serves you. Here's the thing. I think that this is the block, is that you know that something's not right and something is not serving you. So you're not reaching your dreams, your hopes, your desires. And you know you need to move away from it, but you can't. You're not letting yourself do that. One way or another. I want to be very upfront that this could be literally you can't for some reason, or you're not letting yourself. It's in your head. It's the thoughts you're thinking. It's the way you're envisioning this. So, but I do feel like there's more out there for you. And you know that you need to get to the other side, but you're kind of getting in your own way. The fears for you are the Queen of Swords and the Two of Swords. Here's what I think is happening with these fears. Queen of Swords is definitely someone who thinks about things and is very direct and has very, dots her I's, crosses her T's. She's very spot on. So any court card, sword court card, they have their destiny in mind and they go for it. I mean, and it's very one way. That's what I want. That's what I'm getting. And so I feel like there's something very specific you want. And the fear is that how do you get there? And how do you put that line in place? And the Six of Swords reminds us, the Two of Swords is, but I can't make that choice. You are afraid to put something down. You are afraid to leave something behind here, okay? This is probably harder than hard. And that's why you're in your head about it. Because you know you need to do these things, but it's scary. So you know that you need to move on, move forward, move up, move out, whatever that is. But you can't make that decision. You're afraid to. If I do this, then I'm going to lose this. And then that's when the brain starts going to town, because you're going through all of the, I know I need to, but if I do this, that, and the other thing. And then the Queen of Swords is, I think what that also means is that you're afraid to just say, this is what I need, and this is where I'm going, and this is what I want to do. You're kind of hem-hawing around it a little bit. You're taking the King of Wands kind of perspective where everything's good and hunky-dory, and I'm going to use my passion and my will to make it through. But what you really need, and you're afraid to be very clear on your expectations or what you need, want, or where you want to be, what you want to get out of things. And that's what I'm getting with your fears. Your strength is Temperance and Seven of Pentacles. So here, these are both not swords. So Temperance, I feel like there's a couple things here. The Temperance, I a lot of times think about alchemy and creating something out of something, and or emotional balance. I do feel like there's a part of you that has very much that energy of a balanced energy, and this is your strength. Also, You already have a plan in place. You've already been working through it. You've already been doing the work, or at least jotting down the map on the way you want to go, because the Seven of Pentacles is all about being able to cultivate what you've started. And I think that is your strength. So remember, and you'll know as we're talking about this, what you have already kind of put into place up here. Like, what's my next steps? What am I going to do? What do I want to get? How am I going to get there? I feel like a lot of that's, you're working that out now, if you haven't already worked it out. However, you're just afraid to put that sword down that you no longer need or want, because you're afraid once you put that down, you're going to miss out on something else. Or, yeah, or afraid to leave it behind. But I do feel like you have what it takes to do that, not only with that balance of that temperance, but if we look at that card as alchemy, that you can create whatever you want to do. It's up to you. And you've already kind of been working through this to some degree or another. Some of you more so than others. If you haven't been working on it, you have definitely been thinking about it and planning it to some degree. Now, what you don't see is, now I pulled the Ace of Cups popped out, and I'm not sure. I feel like it is a reminder that there is, honestly, because it popped out, I'm thinking it's more of a reminder to make sure that you do what will bring out love, what will bring out your creativity, what will be good for you to start, to begin. But what you are unaware of is Page of Swords and Nine of Swords. And it's the more you fight yourself, the more stressed you're going to get. So until you let some of this stuff go, the anxiety is only going to rise. And I feel like I don't even know if I have any more words for that. I just really feel that the Nine of Swords is a hard card, man. So was the 10, which is coming up, but I think that one might be an easier one. And the Page of Swords is all about, I think you've had, I think it's almost too a reminder that you might be trying too hard to hold on to both things. That maybe it's not worth it, and it's bringing you a lot of stress. This card's hard, man. That's the Nine of Swords. That's the Page of Swords. So I do feel like, yeah, you need to look for that energy and say, okay, is this worth it? Is this worth it? Because you're stressed. Whether it's just the thoughts that are stressing you, or whether it's the actual situation, I think it's you trying so hard. I think it's the thoughts more than anything. Because that's actually what the Nine of Swords to me is our thoughts getting in our own way. We allow ourselves to, get on negative rolls. Or like think the worst. Or what about tomorrow? Or, just getting in our own way. So your advice, and with the Ace of Cups, I feel like that's just a reminder that you need to get into, to have something really shine and be bright. You have to let some things go sometimes, but don't try so hard to make something work that won't. And that's going to be up to you, because you're the only one that can decide that. The Ten of Wands is your advice. So because you're not putting down a sword, you either have to put one down, because you've got to make that decision even if it's scary, or you're going to have to learn how to hold on to it all. And that's not an easy task. Ten of Wands. So the Ten of Wands to me is, so if you're looking at it in divination, it's, the end of the road, that you're almost there. It's been hard, really hard, but you're almost there. But as advice, it's that load is heavy, and if you want to get to the finish line, you're going to need to carry it differently. You don't necessarily need to drop something, but you definitely need to carry it differently. So that can mean a lot of things, like in the way you look at it, your perspective on things, how you're envisioning it, what you're doing about it, that kind of energy. But I feel like the Ten of Wands is definitely your advice into, you either got to let something go, or you definitely have to even out the weight, because it's a lot, it's a lot on you. So I pulled some cards on the Ten of Swords, High Priestess, Ace of Swords, and King of Pentacles. So I feel like the Ten of Swords, I feel like you're going to get out of your own way eventually here soon, as long as you start doing the work to do so, or recognizing it. Sometimes it's just the recognition of, oh, I'm getting in my own way, or is this just my thoughts, or is it true, or, deciphering some of that is what you need to do. Once you've done that, then you can let things go, the Ten of Swords. Because the Ace of Swords is there as part of the clarification, I think that says that things will become clear. The High Priestess is there too, which reminds me that your intuition will take over and allow you to put this at rest. The King of Pentacles also reminds me that you'll be consistent once you make that choice. So I'm going to be honest with you. It depends on how you deal with this, what this Ten of Swords can mean, because the outcome depends on what you do about it. Now, it can be the ending of all of the stuff in your head, that you're going to put down that sword, you're going to get out of your head, or you're going to learn how to carry it differently. Something, you need to get out of it. You need to get out of this role, and you can. Ten of Swords, I feel like that's the ending of that. However, it does lead to the Eight of Swords, where if you don't truly end it, then you're back being stuck again. And you're the only one that can free yourself from this. And that's where I keep going, that you're in your own way right now. Because the Eight of Swords, no one's there to protect you or to free you. You have to unveil yourself. Once you've unveiled or taken the blindfold off in the card, you can start seeing where your blocks truly are. Are you completely surrounded? Are you halfway surrounded? What can you do? And so I don't think this is going to fix itself really quickly. However, the Eight of Swords reminds me that you can do that. You can take off that blindfold. You can unstick yourself. This is not easy. And the reason why it's not easy is because once we start getting into those thoughts that we get carried away with, that keep kind of going to worse to worse to worse, and this could happen, and then why am I even thinking that? Because why would that even happen? Why am I letting myself think about the worst that can happen? Why don't I see the best that can happen? And I feel like you can. Is there anything else our Leos need to know? One more card. You can't get away from those swords. Knight of Swords. But I think this is something else. To be honest with you, I do. I really do. I feel like this is, once you make a decision, it's full steam ahead. And you'll be in a good spot. But it's making that decision. It doesn't matter. Sometimes it doesn't matter what the decision is. It's just getting out of that stuck place. Keep that in mind. I mean, truly. truly is. So there you have it, Leo. That's not an easy one. I'll be honest with you. This is not easy, and I really hope the best for you. Please let me know what you thought. Give me a comment. Hit the like button, and because it does help. I appreciate it, and have a beautiful day.